Fox News medical analyst Dr. Marc Siegel is in New York tonight. Doctor, we've heard over the past few days and actually a few weeks criticism like this.
Quote Steve Bannon. He's lost it. The guy can't go put one coherent sentence after another. He's off. He can't stay on subject. He can't stay on point. And then you come back to the same off-point thing he said 5 minutes ago. He's now saying again.
He's very sharp, and he's very articulate when he speaks to me. And I've never known him to repeat himself around me. I found no reason whatsoever to think that the president has any issues whatsoever with this thought process.
Okay, Dr. Siegel, you witnessed this briefing, which was pretty extraordinary, about an hour long, taking every single question from reporters in the briefing room. Your thoughts?
Brett, let's start with Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who has an extensive history. He oversaw a surgical trauma unit in Iraq. He's a serious emergency room physician. President Bush brought him in. He was President Obama's personal physician. And the most important thing he said today, Brett, was that he has spent a lot of time with President Trump. And he's really nonpartisan. And he says, look, President Trump interacts with him well. He doesn't have reason to question behavior or thinking or cognition, nothing. He actually admitted that he had thrown him a Sudafed, which is a cold pill, before he had that problem with his dry mouth a few weeks ago that everyone attacked him on. So I think the credibility here of the physician is huge. Then he said at President Trump's request, he administered a Montreal cognitive assessment test, which, Brett, is very extensive. It looks at spatial reasoning, thinking, decision-making ability, and he scored 30 out of 30. So I think in terms of the possibility of early dementia or problems thinking or even behavioral problems, Dr. Jackson should have been able to put that to rest.
The questions were all over the board. For example, how could he eat McDonald's and all that he eats and have such great cardiac response in this test? And the doctor saying that he has great genes and he's in excellent health. But a lot of the questioning dealt with his mental stability and pointing out that this was not a psychiatric test, it was a cognitive test. Can you explain the difference here?
Well, cognitive test means thinking ability, means how quick you can come to thoughts, how you spatial reasoning, how you problem solve. Behavioral would be if somebody says something that seems outlandish or out of line or, some kind of personality problem. But again, Dr. Jackson said, I'll put my reputation of time spent with him on that issue and say he doesn't believe he has a behavioral problem. He's not a psychiatrist, but in an emergency room, that's one thing that those physicians are trained at. In terms of the heart issue, Brett, you brought up a really good point here, which is it's actually possible not to exercise, though we saw with both President Bush and Obama extensive exercise programs, but with a low blood pressure, genetics, the fact that he's taking a cholesterol-lowering drug, and the fact that he doesn't smoke and drink, the fact that he scored so well on heart tests was extraordinary. It is of note, however, that he needs to lower that cholesterol further. He's got to take more of a cholesterol-lowering drug, and he has to lose weight. He has to improve his diet and exercise, and I think all of those were good prescriptions. I would add one, vitamin D. I think his vitamin D level was low there, and I hope that Dr. Jackson prescribes that as well.
But this closes the door on questions about cognitive ability, in your mind.
I think it does. I think 30 out of 30, I've seen that test. I've looked through that test. That is an extensive test. For a 71-year-old to score 30 out of 30, this question should not be brought up again. Anyone can stutter during a speech, Brett.
Okay, Dr. Marc Siegel, we appreciate your expertise. Thanks.
Thank you.